After only 4 wins the previous season, owner, coach, and team physician Dr. Freacio was the laughingstock of the NFL. A weak O-line gave the young rookie QB little time in the pocket, and the defense was a pile of dung. Big changes are coming, but this offseason began with even more poor news. No. Chandler Jones, our outside linebacker, the X-Factor, the only X-Factor player on defense we had, has decided to retire after 12 years. Jones, thank you so much. I feel like you've been a great mentor. We did trade someone for you, which is unfortunate. Another position we need to replace. I'm going to put it in my notes. What I did not expect, though, is Christian Kirksey, who played quite a bit for us at middle linebacker, is also retiring. So we, on the defensive end, have a ton of holes to address. The morale was bad last year. You know, I talked to Jones. He let me know that he's probably not going to continue playing. He's probably going to retire after this. But Kirksey, he just sent me an email that he was leaving. Aaron Rodgers also retires after 19 years. J.J. Watt retires. Wow. Money doesn't solve everything, but when you have $108 million of cap room, you can offer some very persuasive contracts to add talent to the team. So we can overpay for some people. Nick Bosa, not interested, but what if we gave him a shit ton of money? No, the other motivations don't really match up, but we're offering him a ton of money. Rashawn Gary is another person we could also possibly pick up. At only 26 years old, he's already a 93. I don't really understand salaries too much in the NFL. Are the bonuses like literally performance bonuses? Because that would be kind of crazy. What matters is the cap hit, right? Look at this though. Has a franchise QB, Yancey Big Salty Butt Crack. People respect him. He had a rough first year, but people know that he is the real deal. Devin White, middle linebacker. He's only 26 years old. I want someone there to help the rookie linebackers out. I'll do player friendly because I like the years, up the bonus a little bit. Yeah, it's a very strong offer. Ed Oliver, 26 years old, wants to play for us. What if I hit you with that 4-year deal? A little bit extra bonus. And you come play for me. Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback. He's only 77 overall. He's 26 years old. I think he's someone that I would love to have on the team. Player-friendly, low-risk option. Make the offer. He seems to like it. I'm trying to find people that want to be here and that also fit our timeline. Darnell Savage, a sick name. Rashawn Gary, despite not wanting to be here, says, hey, it's a lot of money. I'll take it. So we get now a 93 overall left outside linebacker, only 26 years old. So this is like his first big contract. I think he's going to be massive for this team. No way, we got so many people. Rashawn Gary, we got Devin White, middle linebacker, 89 overall, 26 years old. Listen, money pays. Oh my God, we only have 10 million in cap room. Ed Oliver comes to the team. Isaiah Rodgers, we get 4 out of 5. That's pretty good. Nick Bosa will go to the Commanders, who were just short of the Super Bowl last year. That's going to be interesting. But I only have 10 million left. Okay, I got to look at what we got. Wow, this is a weird salary. So his salary goes up until 2028, and then it goes down quite a bit. I do not understand how these contracts work. Now it says our cap room is at 52.9, so I'm guessing it was considering Bosa's contract as well. So we do have a lot more money to work with. Thank God. I was a little worried right there. Would love to get some help on the offensive line, and again, I don't mind overpaying. This is we're not going to be able to draft like 5 offensive linemen, right? And that's kind of who we need to replace, all 5. So let me offer Jedrick Wills Jr. Doesn't want to play for us, but what if I gave him a player-friendly contract with a couple more bonus, you know? It'll still leave us with quite a bit of cap room. It's not the strongest offer in the world. Let's look for some more options. Ooh, actually, on defense real quick, free safety Darnell Savage wants to play for us. It's also a position we need. There are some safeties I'm looking at drafting, but we want someone who's experienced, ready to win now. I'm being very aggressive for this next year. I do need a new kicker. Tyler Bass is interested in playing for us, and I do need a new kicker, so I will offer him a steady contract. Jeff Okudah, a young CB, Someone I am definitely interested in. Just make it a 5-year deal, huh? Seems very interested. Ezra Cleveland actually wants to play for us. 26 years old, 77 overall left guard. Let's give you a player-friendly contract. He seems to like it. Kevin Zeitler is very old, but he's interested in playing for us. Oh, I can't make another offer? Okay, let's evaluate the options. Darnell Savage does decide to play for us. Tyler Bass as well, and Jeff Okudah, and Isaiah Rodgers, and Ezra Cleveland. Our team is getting so much better. I am not afraid at all of giving people maybe a little bit of extra money to help come and play for us, because the thing is, push comes to shove, there's going to be tough decisions I have to make, and I'm not afraid of trading away players that have contributed before to make way for, you know, retaining the rights of certain players or allowing young rookies to thrive. So I'm spending all my money right now so that 2 years down the line, we can trade out some players and we can pay the rookies that deserve to keep playing on the team. Zeitler wants to play for us. I'll give him a 1-year deal. He'll probably retire after that if he decides to play for us. Holy guacamole, Jimbo, what an off season. We got a lot of free agents. Rashad Gary, paying him the big bucks to pay left outside linebacker. Devin White will be our middle linebacker. Ed Oliver, defensive tackle. Jedrick Wills Jr., left tackle. Darnell Savage, free safety. Tyler Bass, a good kicker. Why are we paying him that much? Did I mean to do that? Kevin Zeitler will be our right guard. Jeff Okudah and Isaiah Rodgers, both cornerbacks. Left guard, Ezra Cleveland. And left end, Jacob Martin. I am feeling so much better about our defense. With $100 million of talent coming our way and plenty more talent moving around the league, it was time to take inventory of our assets and how we should approach the upcoming draft. So we filled a ton of holes that we needed on our team. There's still more work to be done. I mean, CJ Quanch, he's been okay for us, but maybe there's a center that we would rather pick up in this draft, at least for a backup, right? Right tackle is still a position of need for us. And then we need depth at tight end. Honestly, we sometimes run 2 or 3 even tight ends for running blocking plays. So I think we need some help from Matt Blanket. Defensively, I'm still open to more CBs. The linebacker position, we're paying so much money here. Eventually, we're going to have to trade away White or Gary. I'm sorry, Gary. And so I need to draft players to fill those positions. And like Perryman, Levi Chicken Breast, these guys are not the answer. I need players that are going to be able to develop into elite linebackers. But I'm not done yet. I am so confident in this team that I'm going to do something kind of risky. Here's the trade I ended up with the Broncos. I'm basically doing a pick swap for next year's first-round pick. I'm trading my pick for their pick. They are getting my pick. I'm predicting that I'm going to do a lot better, and I think they're still going to be pretty bad. I'm also trading next year's second-round pick for their second-round pick this year. So they're going to have just more picks next year, but this is going to get me value immediately in this next draft. And then just to make it so that they would accept it, I'm moving down from the 68th pick to the 75th. That's a little pick swap right there. I still don't think I'm done yet, though. I am willing to really trade away some of my assets next year, or possibly move up, because there are some third-round picks this year I am super interested in picking up. Would I be able to trade my 3rd and 4th next year for their 3rd and 4th this year? Probably not. Oh my god, they're kind of close. Oh my god, it worked. So I'm trading away my 3rd, 4th, and 5th round pick next year for the Jets' very early 3rd round and 4th round pick. That's fantastic. So quick recap, we have the 4th overall pick this year, as well as 2 seconds, pretty early as well, kind of middle of the pack. We have 3 thirds, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and 2 sevenths. But next year, the Broncos' first round pick, and then our own 6th, then 2 sevenths. We really don't have a lot for next year, but we do have a ton of talent now on our team that we can trade away. So, that's why I pay the big bucks to these guys, to these free agents, because I will eventually be able to trade them away once it doesn't become financially viable. With the team stocked up and Dr. Fricchio bricked up, it was time to evaluate the rookie prospects that could be joining the team from this year's draft. Juan Pemberton, Marvin Melkdrinker, and Nigel Thornberry are the top 5 projected QBs. I'm not interested in getting a QB, but I will note that Marvin Melkdrinker is one of the Melkdrinker brothers, Greg, also projected to go in the first round. And there's also Bartholomew Melkdrinker. These Alabama boys grew up on a farm. From dusk until dawn, they were milking cows, and straight from the teat, they would eat about, or rather drink, 2 gallons of whole milk a day, unpasteurized. And what that does to your bones is it makes them strong, I think, maybe. Also, probably did a number on their stomach, and definitely not lactose intolerant, that's for sure. That would ruin me. Enough about my bowel movements, though. At halfback, Wasp Trap from Miami, round 2 or 3 projection. Again, not a position of need, but if you look at it physically, he looks fast. He is another wrecking ball. Extremely strong, A break tackle, A carrying. If we have a late 3rd round pick and he's still on the board, maybe we end up picking him up. Not sure though. Fullback's usually a position that goes undrafted. Something tells me we may end up drafting Connor Borghi Jr. We really don't have a fullback. It would be nice if we could get one that is good at blocking. A lot of question marks. I'm not going to do a ton of scouting on fullbacks. We'll really just probably pick him with the 7th round pick if he's still on the board. Our backup halfback, Borghi, has been a spiritual leader of this group this season. He made a great play last episode. His name is Borghi Jr. not because he is Borghi's son, but because he is a clone of Borghi. Did he grow up basically in 1 year from a baby into the man you see in front of you? Yes. But I don't think that will have any issues on his development to become an elite fullback. He also doesn't look anything like actual Borghi, so there's that. I want to point out Bobby Thurston, wide receiver. Again, I'm telling you, it's not necessarily a position of need for us. But look how fast he is. 4.28 and 4.27. That nearly puts him in like the top 10 40-yard dashes of all time. So his route running is pretty rough, right? D short, F medium. But B, deep route, is pretty nice. So he's definitely a deep threat early on. B, catching is pretty decent. Round 1 or 2, it's going to be tough to pick him. But if he is a, dare I say, generational player with that sort of speed, I don't know if I can pass up on that. A priority, though, for sure this year is tight end. Emmanuel Cloche is projected to go round 1 or 2. And he looks very good. Like, look at this athleticism. He looks very good. Great at jumping, fast, good key ratings. I think the better value pick is probably local bread boy though, because the skills wise he's there as well. The only issue is maybe the blocking isn't as good, but physically he's actually better. He's actually more of a physical specimen than Emmanuel Cloche. You know those videos that guy makes about like, I don't even know, like numerology and spirituality, and he kind of looks like local bread boy? Local bread boy acts like that. It's all about positive affirmation. If the numbers align correctly, you will be able to unlock unlimited potential. That's what local bread boy's like. So do we want that on our team? He's also 6'5", though, 264. Come on. I want him. At left tackle, Bo Garf. We did just get ourselves a nice left tackle. He looks pretty good. Probably won't pick him with my 1st round pick, though, I'm going to be honest. At left guard, Roti Baby is projected to go round 2 or 3. He has some good skill, and athletically, he's fine. But he's probably not going to be my pick. I mean, we'll see. We'll see where he ends up falling. I am more interested in the round 3 or 4 picks. Duke Hotzlaw. Key ratings look very good, even if impact blocking and pass blocking fall to a C. Just all around a really good athlete. What's even more impressive, though, is Ben isn't home. Sorry. Jesus Christ. Still way up there in terms of strength, as well as some elite other attributes. And skill-wise, maybe a little bit lacking in pass block and run block. We don't know for sure. Pass block is a B, though. I mean, we don't know where these are going to fall. Stamina isn't as good as well. It's kind of a toss-up between Duke Hotslop and Ben Isn't Home Sorry. One thing that is important is that Ben Isn't Home Sorry is not his actual name. I don't know what his actual name is. This is what he filled out in the draft eligibility form, okay? When he said, I want to go play in the NFL, this is what he filled out. I don't know what it means, and to my friend's credit, he's the one that came up with the name. But Ben Isn't Home Sorry has an IQ of like 65. His IQ might not be an A, but his awareness is. At center, Mystic Dulon. Day 3 projection. I mean, if you look at the other centers, they're fine, but Mystic looks special. Physically, one of the top centers in this draft. I'm not saying it's like an elite draft class for centers this year, but he is very good and then super solid in terms of skills. He's definitely someone I want to try to pick up. At right guard, Chundar looks fantastic. The key ratings are there, and then physically, fantastic. I don't know if there's a theme going on here, but Chundar is technically a jungle child. He doesn't speak any internationally recognized language, mainly in grunts and groans. He's definitely intelligent. It's just there's no real way to communicate to Chundar, but apparently he understands the rules of football because he shows good discipline and won't get flagged much. So definitely someone I'm interested in. Jean-Paul Consomme looks incredibly strong. Projected to go around 2 or 3, might be a little bit high for what I'm looking for. And then K9 Advantix is a day 3 projection who, I don't know, is lacking in some skill departments. There's tons of options at right tackle, which is perfect because it is our biggest position of need. Dungo Vindaloo, I think, is the best value. Day 3 projection out of Oklahoma. The key ratings are pretty solid. Xenorth Destroyer of Worlds is definitely a human. Oh my god, he looks very good. The only concern is pass block and run block. We just don't know enough about it. Picking him with a round 1 or 2 pick is going to be a big risk. Maybe we should have learned a little bit more about him. DeMarcus Moccasin was maybe a top 10 player. God, I still think he might be. DeMarcus Moccasin was caught eating dirt on camera. Does that change my opinion of him? No, not really. Someone who has been good, maybe not as impressive as DeMarcus Moccasin though. Crank Washboard, a day 3 projection, has C, pass, and run block. So we know he's at least average at those. And good strength. Left end would also be a good position to pick up. It's usually a very expensive one. Dicko Stinko, projected to go top 5, a little bit more of a speed rusher. Again, I probably am going to trade out of the top 5. I'm just not too impressed with what's available there. John Triangle, round 1 or 2 projection. He's got the strength. He's got some speed. He's got some jumping ability. We just don't know too much more about him, unfortunately. F hit power kind of sucks as well. Maybe Percy Peedle is more our guy. At right end, we have Mole Man, who looks okay. I think athletically, he's just not as impressive. I mean, he's still pretty good. The issue with his skills is that block shedding is like only a C. And A block shedding is just so much more impressive. I think he's going to be a very good player. Divine Lizard Breast is not going to be a good player. Let's move on. Mungle Yo Dungle out of Virginia Tech. Projected to go around 1 or 2 is pretty good. Tick Bungo, tragic stories. Happened only 8 months or so ago. He got in a hydraulic press accident. You know those channels that just show like hydraulic presses smashing random objects? Tick Bungalow was one of those object ones. He went from 6'5" to 5'5", 378 pounds still. He is a bowling ball of a man now. I don't think it's really affected his performance at all. At defensive tackle, maybe he isn't going to be able to get up and make those swats from the QB as often. I think physically he's still going to be able to compete in the NFL, but now he's only around 2 or 3 projection. We already saw Milk Drinker. There's a ton of linebackers in this draft. Big Old Nasty, Firm Enchilada, Chili Von Billy. Wow, these guys, maybe they're brothers. A lot of linebackers are going to go in the 1st and 2nd round. I want to pay attention to deep tissue though. The value here at round 3 or 4, you see the A zone coverage, C tackle, A pursuit. The block shedding isn't as good, but it's not as important for linebacker. Obviously, if you're sending blitz, you do want the block shedding to be there. Look at this athlete though. Injury kind of does suck, but there's a lot of good things about deep tissue here in round 3 or 4. We can't ignore Barry Legalized Crack though. Complete surprise to me. He looks like a milk drinker. The key ratings are pretty damn good, even if zone ends up becoming a D. A lot of question marks, but what isn't is that he has elite speed still. And I may even move someone from like outside linebacker to middle linebacker. Speaking of middle linebacker, this is where I may use my 1st round draft pick. Jello Box Trap looks fantastic. The key ratings, yes, they're kind of B's, C to D pursuit, but physically, he is blazing fast, really strong. I mean, his worst attribute is good. Come on now. Jello Box Trap is also a UK underground DJ artist, so that's a nice touch. Why did he go to Missouri? D to F injury is another concern, but B man coverage, B zone coverage, B tackle, these are the important things for me. He is already sort of ahead of where I would expect most rookies to be. Donatella Ragu at middle linebacker is projected to go around 3 or 4. Poor strength is not what you want to see, but these attributes do not look bad, right? And if it's a value pick at 3 or 4, he is someone I am definitely willing to take a risk on. Swaley V-Bucks, on the other hand, projected to go in the first round. Physically, he looks good. I think skill-wise, he is, a first-round talent as well. I would just probably rather prefer Jello Box Trap. Top of right outside linebacker is Jerry Seinfeld reloaded. At round 3 or 4, physically, he is blazing fast, super agile, and skill-wise, there are some things to work on. F&S moves, D-block shedding, but I still think he's very good and someone I'm interested in picking up. We did get some depth at the CB position from the offseason. I also don't see a lot of elite talent here in the draft. Pishti or Virgil might be the best here, but I just don't think it's a position I'm going to pick up. Henry Telemundo, probably not someone we're going to pick up. Deidre Lump, though, apparently has a degenerative knee condition. But that's not what I find most important. What I find most important is that he weighs 400 pounds at 6 feet tall. He has 2 of every single organ, 2 hearts, 2 stomachs, but he also has 2 flaps of skin. He is a bowling ball. Now that the talent was scouted, it was time to suit up for the biggest day of the year. Let's begin the NFL draft with the first overall pick. The Jets will select Bo Garf, left tackle out of Miami. He was projected to go top 5, and the Jets, having acquired a QB of their own, decided to go with the left tackle. That's a nice play. The Giants also acquired a QB in free agency, so let's see who they end up picking. They're going with Bartholomew Milk-Drinker. The first Milk-Drinker brother is the outside linebacker out of Alabama. Looks like a very good player. Steelers, now on the clock. They will pick Juan Pemberton. In my opinion, probably the best QB available. Juan will be going to the Steelers, and maybe he can lead them to victory. I want to possibly trade away this pick. What sort of offers can I? I can get, I think, my own draft pick next year from the Broncos, you silly billies. Wow, look at this. Seattle is having me move back 1 spot, and they're willing to give me a 3rd-round pick next year. Interesting. Just a slight little value play. I'm definitely not opposed to getting picks next year, but I also want some value this year. The San Francisco trade right here is probably the most enticing. I'd move from 4 to 8, and I'd get a 3rd-round pick this year as well as a 5th-round pick the following year. I think the person I would pick here is Dicko Stinko. And truth be told, I'm more interested in getting value down the board. So I think I'm going to make that trade. Moving down from 4 to 8, we're giving San Francisco a top 5 pick. Who do they select? They go with Marvin Milk-Drinker. They needed a QB, and they go with the second Milk-Drinker brother. Seattle is now on the clock. I don't know if they have a QB. I think they might need one. But they will go with Boris Zumbini, right outside linebacker out of UCLA. I think he's going to be a very good player, but I think we can get linebacker value down the board. Philadelphia on the clock. They are going to go with DeMarcus Moccasin. Probably the tackle I would select. Sorry, the Falcons were on the clock. This is probably the right tackle I would have selected. The Eagles select. They are going to go with Nigel Thornberry, the adventurer. Smashing Nigel Thornberry out of Washington. And now we have our selection again. With the 8th pick, Dicko Stinko is still available. I have some concerns about the key ratings, though. D power moves, C tackle, C block shedding. There's a reason he wasn't drafted in the top 5, though. I think he's just lacking in some of those abilities. I just don't think Dicko Stinko is the perfect player for us. I would rather sort of shotgun this value into other picks that we could possibly hit. I'm going to take this from Minnesota. We'll move down just 2 picks, and we're also going to get a 6th round this year, 3rd round next year. I think that is fantastic value. We'll see who they end up picking. They're going to go with right end Mole Man. I think he's a good player. Not someone I would pick, though. Personally, LA on the clock, they're going to go with Big Old Nasty, outside linebacker. I think that's very nice. Come on, Jake. All right, this time I'm not going to skip over my draft pick. Jesus. Big Ol' Nasty gets taken. Luckily, all the order and everything went the same. I made the same trades. Nothing else has changed. It's just I'm going to be less stupid about it. I'm going to see what sort of offers I can get. Oh my god, I am about to conduct the blockbuster trade of the season. I'm going to offer my 10th overall pick for their 15th, so I'm moving down 5 spots. As well as our left tackle, Bok Choi, who was a disaster last year. Not a terrible player, just so many bad memories. He allowed so many sacks. We're also going to give them a 7th round pick for their 15th pick, a 2nd round this year, and a 3rd round this year. Do they accept this? Done deal. Let's make it official. Bok Choi is officially off the team. Wow. I hate to trade away a player that I love, but I saw that they wanted a left tackle, and I thought, this is a beautiful opportunity. The Colts, with our 10th pick, will select Epic Fartnug, cornerback. I don't think cornerback is a big need for us anymore. I guess we'll see when the season comes, but potentially we can make a trade if that is a position that we need. Another cornerback, Meet James, goes right after. But we'll see if they end up working out. Right tackle, Drench Dibson, going to Kansas City. He looked good. We moved out a lot, and there goes Dicko Stinko. Probably the one person I would have been comfortable with taking, maybe the 15th overall, but we'll see what he can do in Chicago. We'll pick Sherrard Brown, wide receiver out of Florida State. Now we have an opportunity to make our selection. I think we are going to make our selection. Enrique Booth looks like a good player. D-zone coverage, though, is really concerning. Swaley V-Bucks. His key ratings are decent, still some question marks, though, even though he's 80% scouted. And physically, yeah, he's all right. Jello Boxtrap, on the other hand, we know he has B-zone coverage, B-block shed, and he has that elite speed. Only concern is probably injury. Middle linebacker is a really important position for us. We did just sign an elite one. We're also going to have to eventually trade away some of our linebackers who are very expensive in order to afford like Yancey Big Salty Butt Crack when his contract comes up. So with the 15th overall pick, I am going to select Jello Boxtrap. Hidden development, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 84 agility, 76 change direction, 78 strength. The skills are enough to pay the bills. I think people are going to question this, but at only 21 years old, he is a field general out of Missouri. Jello Boxtrap will be our pick. I really love that. Greg Milkdrinker, the final Milkdrinker brother, QB, played for Nebraska, gets picked right there. Let's see if the Chargers... if he can lead the Chargers to something great. Lions on the clock. They will pick up Edward Dandy, left end. I think he's going to be a good player. Dom Walton, right end, goes to the Cowboys. Dave Dumpy, wide receiver. Swaley V-Bucks ends up going to Tennessee. This is perfect. Our division rivals, Tennessee, they were top of the league last year, or top of the division, ends up going there. So we will be seeing him twice a year. We'll see who the better middle linebacker ends up being. Bengals on the clock, they will take Virgil Ranch Sauce, a CBI is very interested in as well. I just don't know if the talent is elite at that position this draft. Next up, Emmanuel Cloche, tight end. And that makes me a little bit nervous because I was considering picking him up. So now we really got to make sure we hit and we get Bread Boy probably in round 3. The one CB I was intrigued by is probably Pishty Spanks. He is such a good athlete. I might be a little bit greedy and try to get Bobby Thurston because you just don't see the sort of speed in most wide receivers. He's projected to go very soon in 10 or so picks. Deshaun Hyde, first halfback, going to Baltimore. Interesting pick towards the end. Bobby Thurston, no! Miami, you don't need more wide receivers. You don't need elite speed like that. Oh my god, can I trade it real quick? Can I just trade for it real quick? I don't know why Miami needs another wide receiver, but they know how to spot the talent. Arizona will pick up John Triangle, left end I was looking at. Mungle Yo Dungle, defensive tackle, goes to the Steelers. That is someone that I was thinking of picking up. Seattle will then go with Ned Newgle, back-to-back picks. He was a good right outside linebacker. There is another outside linebacker I'm interested in, so I wonder if he'll fall to me. Pishty Spanks, cornerback, goes in the 2nd round to Atlanta. I think he's going to be a good player, probably the most intriguing cornerback in my opinion. We'll see what his overall ends up being. Tick Bungo, defensive tackle. He had that tragic hydraulic press injury. I think, and San Francisco thinks, he's still going to be a valuable player that contributes on the field, even only at 5'5" and all of his bones and mass and stuff squished down. Terrible accident. LA will take Henry Telemundo, first free safety off the board. I think he's going to be good, definitely an intriguing pick. And Jeff Waters will be the halfback that goes to Minnesota. It's time to make our selection. I like Firm Enchilada, left outside linebacker, and we'll pick him. Ooh. I mean, look at these ratings, though. Athletic ratings are still pretty good. Normal development is tough, but here's what I'll say about linebacker. This is a player I'm going to be using a lot, which means he's going to get a lot of stats, and he will have the opportunity to upgrade his development trait, no doubt. Normal development is a bit of a shame, but athletically, he looks very good, and I think skill-wise, it's going to work out. I edit these players' names, and sometimes their weight and size, but I truly do not look at the overalls or the dev traits or anything like that, because that would spoil it. And this is your proof. My second pick, I end up picking someone with normal development. Cheeky Nandos, the QB, goes to Chicago. It's an interesting pick. I don't know who they have right now. Is it still Fields? And we are back on the clock, and we also have the 19th pick. This is exactly where I wanted to be. The top first round picks, they were good, but I wasn't convinced that they were, worth necessarily the value at that point. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select Percy Peedle. I hope Xenorth is there for the next area, and Percy is hidden development, double muscles, baby. He has the strength, decent acceleration. Again, athletically, I knew he wasn't going to be amazing, but if he can just power through people on the edge, that is my hope. I think the awareness and play recognition are also really important, because then he can identify and power his way to the ball. Eagles now on the clock. Who are they going to pick? They're going to go with Marcus Bigby, tight end out of Wisconsin. Interesting pick, not even on my board. Dante Spence, free safety to Michigan. Oh, the pick right before us. Xenorth, destroyer of worlds, goes to the Chargers. You know what? I hope he is a dud. I think with this pick, I'm just going to go with what I think is the best pick at this position. I think he's too close to the top of the board where someone else might pick him, so I'm going to go with Jean-Paul Consomme. I think he's going to be a great player for us. Hidden development, 92 strength. Definitely someone who is going to benefit from the new mentors that we got on our team. Oh, Chili Von Billy! Someone who I probably wasn't going to pick, but left outside linebacker goes to Green Bay. Wasp Trap, the halfback we are potentially going to pick. I think that is going to be a very valuable pick for them. We're now on the clock. I'm going to go with a 2nd and a 7th next year from Atlanta. I think that's pretty decent. Roti Baby goes to Seattle. We were thinking about picking him, but I think there's a better option just slightly down the board. Oh, Duke Hotslop, left guard, ends up going to Philadelphia. The second time where someone has been picked right before me who I kind of wanted. Truth be told, though, this does make my decision a bit easier, because for me, it was between Duke Hotslop and Ben Isn't Home. Sorry. We're going to go with Ben Isn't Home. Sorry. He is hidden development, 90 strength, 81 jumping, 81 acceleration. He looks very good. The lead blocking, the pass blocking. We'll see where run blocking ends up falling. That is a pretty important one. But at the left guard position, that is a fantastic pickup for us. We are only 2 more picks away. LA goes with local bread boy. No! I was thinking okay, the guards are probably going to go first, but local bread boy, the tight end that we wanted. That's who I was going to pick with this next pick. My heart is breaking today. I think we're going to leave this draft without a tight end, and that's a player that we really wanted. Local bread boy. Oh, my heart is broken. All right, so there's 2 options right here. Jerry Seinfeld reloaded. D-block shedding is a concern. We still have some question marks about the zone. Athletically, though, he is so fast. He is so fast, brave, and he's still pretty strong. Koosh Martin, on the other hand, also D-block shedding, but we know he has A zone coverage, A tackle, A pursuit, and physically, he is nearly, if not just as gifted as Jerry Seinfeld. Only issue is, though, it's again D-block shedding, F and S moves. It's a little bit of a concern. I think you and I both know the correct answer to this. I think it's Koosh Martin all the way. Jerry Seinfeld reloaded, probably also going to be a very good player. I'm going with Koosh. Ooh. Normal development. He looks very athletic though still. And skill-wise, we'll see where he falls. Again, outside linebacker, a position that I'm going to use her quite a bit. So we may be able to upgrade his development trait. 2 linebackers now that I've picked who have been normal development. That is rough, and Jerry Seinfeld reloaded goes right afterwards. Was that a mistake? Did I pick the wrong player? God. Chundar goes right after that. Do I want to move up? The Patriots are going to steal from me again, aren't they? Oh, no, they go with Luke Robertson. Okay, good job. Do we do it? Do we go with Deidre Lump? Degenerative knees, potentially, as well as twice the organs of a normal player. Or do we go with deep tissue? I haven't hit on an outside linebacker. I think these players are going to be good, but deep tissue, my dude. A zone coverage, B man coverage, C tackle, F power moves, D finesse moves. That's the real concern right there. I think he is worth the risk. We're going with deep tissue. Again, normal development. Oh, I'm blundering this. I mean, we'll see what their overalls are. Again, hidden development is so much better. It just fills your stomach with glee. We're actually going to be a good enough team next year where we're going to be able to upgrade the dev traits of our players. I promise you that. Deidre Lump will go to the Lions. I hope we get to play them. He looks absurd. Again, he's like 6 feet tall, 400 pounds. Fantastic. Donald McDonald. Why did they name him Donald? On the clock. I'm going to pick up a 3rd and a 5th round pick next year. I think that's fairly good value for this late 3rd round pick. Donatella Ragu, middle linebacker, will go to Miami. Quite quickly, we are back on the clock. I think now we just got to go off of who is a priority for our team. Who do we think can actually pop? I think it's Mystic Dulong. We need a center. I think he's very talented. Day 3 projections, skill-wise, he's definitely ready. I'm going with Mystic Dulong, hidden development, 86 or 87 strength. That is very nice. Only 21 years old, 300 pounds. He's going to be a great center for us. Now with the 12th pick of the 4th round, I'm looking at Dungo Vindaloo. Pass block is still a question mark. Run block is a B though. A lead block. The only thing is that his strength is great. 38 reps, 34 reps. I think Dungo Vindaloo is a great pick right here at right tackle. Only normal development. Oh, athletically, he doesn't have anything but strength. We have the 3rd and 4th pick in the 5th round. Who is still available on the board? Ooh, Matt Trapp is still on the board. Key ratings are pretty good. Physically, he's actually still pretty solid. He's like top 10 in most of the categories. I guess there's a lot of question marks here. F power moves is kind of rough. Man coverage might be pretty bad. I think Matt Trapp, though, is a good risk. A normal development trait. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. I know we picked like 3 or 4 linebackers with normal development traits. We have another pick. I know I'm picking so many linebackers. Not everyone's going to make the team, okay? But do I go with Barry Legalized Crack? I'm going for it. Normal development. God, I can't pick a good linebacker for my life. I did get a good middle linebacker in Jello Box Trap. I think I go with Cardarius Bumtrillatwix right here. I think he's the last best player on the board. Pretty good strength, normal development though. Do I go with Borgie, who looks like an outstanding athlete? Of course I go with Borgie. And he's just normal development, but it's still pretty interesting. I just want one more injection of endorphins. We're going with Count Dooku. He is normal development as well. And that will conclude the 2024 draft. We invested a lot into this draft. Let's look at our draft recap. Honestly, this is looking kind of good. Jello Box Trap looks fantastic. 21 years old, 6 feet tall. Ooh. Decent block shedding, decent play recognition. Zone coverage at a 68 is fine. That's something we're definitely going to improve and work on. But damn. Athletically, he is fantastic, and so the skills are going to come with time. And with the 11th pick of the 2nd round, Firm Enchilada is also a 76. The morale is already -2. Come on, man. Come on. We're going to be a good team. Really good tackle, good pursuit. The power and finesse moves are kind of the concern here. I just don't know how important that's going to be. He is going to get blocked sometimes. That's the issue on run plays. Block shedding, though, at a 74 is pretty good. Again, we'll work on zone, but I do like firm enchilada quite a bit, even if he is just normal development. Percy Pedal, left end, hidden development. That is fun. Core attributes are not super high. He does have temporary 1 boost, so he is just a 72 overall normally. The strength and acceleration are impressive. Jean-Paul Consommé, 73 overall. Right guard, hidden development, run block and pass block are both 72, -2 from the morale. So that is a beautiful place to start. Or maybe actually Ben isn't home. Sorry will be that player. Third pick, he is a 74 overall, hidden development as well. And yeah, he's just a slightly better player all around, which makes him quite a bit better. Ben isn't home. Sorry. He's going to be a great contributor to the team. Here are where the concerns started to happen in the third round. The linebackers. 72 overall, Kush Martin. Normal development. Again, the moves are not the best. Zone coverage is normally 70 or 68, so that's actually not that bad. And deep tissue, the ratings are also pretty good. I don't know. I'm really actually liking my draft picks. Mystic Dulong, only a 73 overall. Pass block is an 83. Run block is a 72. Yeah, he's our center of the future. Mystic Dulong, great acquisition. Love that. Dungo Vindaloo, only a 67. Is there anything? He's already 23 years old as well. Anything to really look out here for? It's looking kind of rough. Matt Trap, Legalized Crack, I'm a Nasty Bitch, Cardarius Farm, Trella Twix. Wow, I'm a Nasty Bitch was only a 62 overall. I knew that was a bad pick. At fullback, though, Connor Borgie Jr., the son/clone of our own running back, Borgie, is looking pretty decent. Pass block is something you'd hope to improve, as well as carrying. Break tackle's pretty bad, actually. I don't know about that, Borgie. Count Dooku, on the other hand, is he any better? Break tackle's actually worse. Carrying is a little bit better. Stiff arm. I mean, a fullback that can't break tackles? Let's go ahead and see who the best overall was this draft. Wow, the best was Bobby Thurston, the wide receiver we wanted to pick. 98 speed, 97 acceleration. He is star development, tied in second best as a player. Firm Enchilada, our pick, our second round pick. Virgil Ranch Sauce right after him. Jello Box Trap right after that. Oh yeah, we didn't even check. What was Bo Garf? Bo Garf is only a 62 overall, normal development. Wow, the first overall pick. That is a dud. Bartholomew Milk Drinker is going to be very good. 75 overall, only normal development again. Look at that face, though. That's sick. Quan Pemberton, I think, is a good QB. It is hidden development. He is also just a star development. Not as strong of a draft as I thought it was, or at least not in the top half, which is why I did trade out. So maybe I was smart in this draft. Shit. He is also only star. Boris Umbini is someone I was considering. Only star again? DeMarcus Moccasin, probably the player we would have picked if we did do top 4. He is hidden development. And he's only star, though. I mean, what if my hidden development players end up being the superstars and superstar X Factors? That would be pretty nice. Big Ol' Nasty is hidden development at a 75 overall. This could be a very good player. Outside linebacker, a position that I could not get a star player in. He is just star. Epic Fart Nug. Also just a star. Damn, I have not seen anything besides a star or normal development. Maybe Drench Dipson? He's only a 71 overall. Drench Dipson, normal development. He was projected to go top 5 at one point. So glad I didn't go with him. I mean, there were a lot of red flags early on. Dicko Stinko. Probably the guy I would have picked. Only normal as well. And a 74 overall. Dodged a bullet there. This draft was not as good as I thought it was. So I don't actually feel quite as bad for all of my normal development picks. I still think I had a pretty good draft. Edward Dandy, normal development. Sway Lee V-Bucks. The middle linebacker we could have chosen is only normal development. I think we did the right job picking Jello Box Trap. Emmanuel Cloche, one of the tight ends we were looking at. I don't think there was really a way for me to get him realistically. He ends up being a superstar tight end, though. That would have been nice. He is a 74 overall right now. Enrique Booth. I want to see, did I miss on a linebacker? Enrique is hidden development, 74 overall. I don't think I was necessarily considering him. I think there are other people I was more interested in, though. He is a star player. Ned Nugel, another outside linebacker. He has hidden development. Should he have been the pick? He was someone I was considering. He really was. Superstar. Ooh, that would have been nice. Tick Bungo, only a 73 overall. Henry Telemundo, same situation. Look at this, though. Like, look, in the second round, I'm picking up a 76 while people are picking up 73s and 74s. Firm enchilada. That's what it's all about, baby. Cheeky Nando's is only a 65. Oof. Xenorth Destroyer of Worlds, only a 72 overall, but he does have hidden development. He is a star. Oh, I definitely want to check out Wasp Trap. Hidden development halfback. Tell me he's a super. I just want him to be a superstar because he looks like such a fun player. Just a star player, but look at this athleticism already. 74, 81 break tackle, 91 speed, 92 acceleration. He looks powerful. Wow, fully raw pulled pork ends up being a 75 overall. Just normal development though, but the fact that he's a 75 and he went in the 4th round, kind of insane. Oh, Deidre Lump is someone we were interested in. He is only normal development, but look at it. Damn, look at it. Injury is like an 82, it's fine. I gotta check out Jerry Seinfeld Reloaded. Only normal development. We have the Broncos pick. They did get 77 overall. Meet James. Besides that, nothing too crazy. Oh my god, the Eagles had a pretty good draft. I mean, they did draft pretty high, but they have 4 74 overalls. Oh, local bred boy. Hidden development. Don't tell me he's superstar X Factor. He's just a start. Steelers will have their new QB, Juan Pemberton, who they picked with the 3rd overall pick. He's going to be a good player. Mungle Yodungle, decent as well. Besides that, I mean, they got 3 good picks, which is all you can really ask for. Titans got Swaley V-Bucks. I mean, come on. I had the best draft. I know I had 3 second-round picks, but oh my god. Technically, I had 10 players above 70. I drafted 15 players this draft. Didn't really realize that as I was doing it. Wow. But next year, we end up with the Colts' #1 pick, as well as 3 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, 2 fourth-round picks, 2 fifth-round picks. I ended up actually trading out pretty well and getting a lot in return for next year. I am super excited to try out this team. I have 81 players on my team. I have to cut that down even before we enter the preseason. This year, we're not going 4-13. I am making the playoffs. So until then, ta-ta.